Is this on? Is this on? Let me see. Let me see if we're on. Are we on the air? Yeah, we're on air. Good. Good. How's it going? Morning. Yeah, it's late night morning. What do you expect me to do? I got off work, found out some stuff. Yeah. Let's get into this situation because I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because, yeah, I'm not. I'm doing this on one screen, guys. One screen. I would like to do it on two, but I want 4K. Yeah, so I like to give credit to the artist who did this. This is the artist, Ingus Ingenis. So, this is on Pixiv. Anyways, I guess I better go ahead and talk about this because there's been some new developments. And yeah, I hate to say this, but this is what Shando has to say about this.
Utah is gay, tramps are gay, femboys are gay. But I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just pretty objectively gay. Yeah, sorry. It's fine. Just accept that you're a homosexual.
Yeah. Just accept that byline. Because in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because for those that don't know, there are people out there that really want to hurt Kirsche. For those that don't know, is a VTuber, the Fox woman. This is I'm going to go on YouTube right now and show you what's going on. Now, a lot of people are talking about this situation with Kirsche because Kirsche didn't deserve this. Yeah, Kirsche the VTuber. Now, everyone's like talking about this video. Now, a lot of the things that are going on right now is that it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like, people are making videos about her. Now, a VTuber removed from partnership, fans exploded. Kirsche's situation. Now, it's really bad enough that the jokes that are happening are just pretty bad. But this is something that needs to be talked about because Kirsche reacts to a lot of stuff that happened, and of course she's going out now. Nadia is another person that's going after Kirsche, and they've been making videos about Kirsche, and also the fact that there were articles posted by Vice, which, yeah, Vice. I hate to say it, Vice editor caught with drugs. For those who don't know, years ago, back in 2019, a former Vice journalist was caught with a lot of drugs. Former Toronto Vice journalist who was recruiting drug mules denied full parole due to rather enlarged ego. Keep in mind, this guy was smuggling drugs into Canada and also in other countries with a lot of cocaine. Yeah. There was also some more controversies that happened with Vice. You may have heard about it. Vice media controversies. The allegations of sexual harassment and toxic workplace environment and questionable business practices. The company's high valuation, heavy investment in cultures of boys club ultimately led to its downfall. Yeah. So in 2018, a New York Times investigated exposed the boys club culture, allegations of sexual harassment, including settlements involving Vice employees. Co-founder Shane Smith acknowledged the company's failure to create a safe and inclusive workspace. Yeah. Yeah. And also financial inability and bankruptcy. Allegations of Saudi Arabia's influence. There were reports that Vice suppressed negative stories about Saudi Arabia, potentially influenced by financial backing from Saudi interest. Yeah. improper reporting practices. Some critics argue that Vice reporting was raw and tasteless and more akin to personal essays than balanced journalism. Others suggest that Vice Works was more affiliated with entertainment than hard hitting news. Let's put it this way: the controversies, loss of credibility. The controversy is significant to damaging Vice's reputation and credibility. Yeah, reputable, but yet people take their word for it. Yeah, trust me, bro. Situation about Vice. Oh boy. Yeah. They pay too many journalists with bloated Yes, Vice's cunning irrelevant journalism is dead by the Guardian. Yeah, and they hired a so-called journalist named I think Anna Valens, who basically was who tried to write an article about VTubing. Agency transphobia. Now, everyone was like talking about this drama that happened. VTubing has an elephant in the room bigotry, and it was renamed to something else. And this is the so-called article that started it all, and try to go after, you guessed it. She mentioned Kirsche in this whole thing. Now, the context is, I'm gonna go ahead and point out to you guys, because this is raw. This is kind of the thing that I'm looking at, because she wrote an article criticizing Velour. Velour was this new group, and I recall Kirsche talked about this when I was like watching her. Yes, call me an orbital. I hate that word. Call me a watcher of Kirsche. And I recalled that this was kind of the thing. I hate orbital. That word, orbiter. Can't pronounce that name. That doesn't even sound cool. Orbiter. That's the thing. Like, it's retarded. Now, they talked about this, like, a VTuber agency is under fire for transphobia. And Velour happened to be targeted by, you guessed it, Anna Valens' article talking about this. And the fact that this was kind of even on Reddit talking about this whole situation, I don't know if it fits the sub, but this topic revolves around VTuber content creators, the issues surrounding them, plus the journalist in question, pretty small streamer on Twitch. I guess that counts. Basically, ever since Anna Valens posted the articles exposing Velour and Kirsche, she had faced harassment from tons of VTuber right-wing VTubers and right-wing fans. Not only was she targeted, Rin Penrose also faced a backlash for dropping gamer subs despite being professional. No, she wasn't. That whole situation kind of escalated to where she kind of gave up the contract, which was like months ago. VTubing community has an aversion to discuss politics, except the drama channels, culture war grifters who are capitalizing, and this is a result of right wingers having festered into the community. And these people are not aware what's really going on. People want escapism, but it comes to the point where really eventually catch up, especially since hateful people are getting more broader these days. Now, this article was posted by this person who basically brought it up. B-tubing is perfect for someone who wants to be anonymous, be an ass. Hard problem is to address the voice changer and the new avatar. Stop. Now this article kind of popped off on Reddit, and Reddit refuses to listen to the other side of the argument because, of course, they don't understand the situation because they're retarded. They're stupid. They can't fucking understand the real issue, the real problem, because Kirsche talked about this issue a while back. And let's talk about this, because I'm going to give you guys I'm going to just spend an hour and talk about this, because the fact that people are talking about this, I remember Kirsche talking about something called POCD, and they're trying to cancel her. Vice is failing pretty badly, and Alabans writes for this company, and this is the picture of her on the right there. This person has been starting shit with Kirsche over the fact. Let's get into this, because apparently the person right here, and this will contain some really spicy content, so be aware, guys. You'll probably get disgusted by this and angry about this, because this is the owner of Virtual Asylum. For those that don't know, they're like Kiwi Farms, but they dig into the VTuber lore. That's basically what they do. They investigate a lot of like dark shit that happened within the VTuber community with the VTuber personalities. Keep in mind, this is something that needs to be brought up, because I'm just trying to point out to you guys what's going on. And it's kind of bad. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this, because I want to show you guys something, because it's pretty sad. This Anna Valance person, because she works for Vice, she works for the Daily Dot, she's a writer. And admittedly, like, there was a thing that she wrote and it was deleted. And there was a video that was brought up to my attention about her. Called I Hate Anna Valance. Now, this is the story that was brought up against Anna Valance.
Everyone invited a +1 for dinner. You officially need a lot of pizza fast.
Of what was going on.
Online, for the past few days, I've been seeing an article circulating from Vice called "VTubing has an elephant in the room, bigotry." And there's a little update that was added on the 9th that says, "Since the publication of this article, harassment against me has become particularly egregious on Twitter. An anime-themed tea company told me to kill myself. A right-wing VTuber fan..."
I know what that company is. They sponsored her, and they don't give a shit about the drama that's surrounding her.
Encouraged me to buy rope to hang myself, and this caused two things to spring to mind. Firstly, that's pretty mild on the scale of what people can do to you online. That kind of attack is very easy to counter. Simply don't do it, idiot. And secondly, I'm really not surprised, and my lack of surprise has nothing to do with the author's recent skirmish against Kirsche Verstahl, who, full disclosure, I use a voice clip of as a sub-alert on Twitch. No, the reason I will never be surprised that this person is receiving hatred is because the author in question is an individual who goes by Anna Valance, and I recognized that name immediately, because Anna is one of the most vile creatures to ever write about video games. Are any of you guys familiar with the classic British comedy show, Brass Eye? Way back in 2001, the Pedo-Geddon special was published, mocking news sensationalism and over-the-top hysteria about child safety. One of the bits in that episode was about a man who had hooked up a sex toy to a children's game, such that when a small dog is played with, he receives sexual pleasure.
This man has plugged his groin into his computer to get sexual pleasure from the actions of a child playing with Pantu.
So every time you kids tickle Panto, the paedophile gets his rocks off.
This was meant to be ridiculous and absurd, pointing to the way news media terrifies parents with outlandish coverage. But a couple decades after this episode aired, Anna Valens made it real. Do you remember Fall Guys? It's unlikely, but maybe you even still play it. I played a lot of it when it first came out, and all the while, as I streamed it, I was always hyper aware that this is a game clearly meant to appeal to children. Obviously, many adults, such as myself, played it, but a common gag would be, yeah, good job, you beat a bunch of preschoolers. Or if I lost, I'd be mocked for being destroyed by 5-year-olds. I tried to go for that 10 win streak achievement, but never got it, and my cope was, hey, I don't stand a chance. Most of the people who play it are kids who have nothing better to do all day, so of course they're better. There is no escaping or ignoring the child-friendly juvenile presentation. Still, I didn't let that stop me from playing and having a good wholesome time. But Anna Valens went a step further. Anna wrote an article for Daily Dot that is apparently no longer available except as an archive. The article in question was called "What Playing Fall Guys with a Sex Toy Means for Sex, Tech, and Consent in Games. Play is an erotic experience, and I'm having a blast." In this article, Valens recounts hooking a vibrator up to the game, such that it would pleasure them when other players interacted with their character. Brass Eye's Peter-Geddon episode wasn't meant to be a set of suggestions, but apparently Anna didn't get that memo. In the interest of fairness, I will highlight that ethical concerns were raised in the article, though this section was severely lacking. Valens wrote, "There are, to be clear, an enormous number of ethical issues around inserting sex toys into your multiplayer games. During the stream, I didn't really think much about why I wanted to keep colliding against other contestants or grabbing them, let alone being grabbed. Then it dawned on me that I was engaging other players in an interaction that they hadn't actually been fully informed about. That's the in-game equivalent of hugging as many people as possible so you can feel your butt plug wiggle inside of you, which is not a great thing to do in public." This sparked a much larger question about whether Fall Guys is even an appropriate game to play with a sex toy at all. While I'm inclined to think passively playing the game with an Internet of Things sex toy isn't necessarily a problem, just as playing Overwatch with a dildo isn't, actively grabbing players and bumping into them is a huge no-go. Use the tech responsibly. So it's all cool so long as a child just incidentally triggers your vibrator. Forget ethics. For me, that near-guaranteed scenario in a game like Fall Guys, where its extreme appeal to a very young audience is absolutely unavoidable in every moment of play, is more than a bit of a turn-off. And if you can't intuit this issue, which is never raised once in the entire article, then you have pieces missing. Something is horribly, horribly wrong with you. And no apology or recognition of ethical issues surrounding consent can hide again that which you've revealed of yourself. I would also like to call into question the sincerity of the ethical concerns raised, as at the start of this article, the author promotes a video of them playing Fall Guys like this on their channel on a porn website. And though the video has now been removed, we can see in an archive that the video was 17 minutes long and was viewed thousands of times, with its description promising a full refined version on OnlyFans later. Yeah, you really thought what you were doing was totally wrong, didn't you? Let me quickly show you a picture of Anna from that article and ask you a question. What do you think backlash for this was blamed on? I'll give you a moment to think. 3, 2, 1. Zinnia Jones at the time wrote, "I don't give an F if someone wired up their vibrating butt plug to a video game. Y'all are just primed to see literally anything that trans women do as sexually predatory." Anna quote tweeted this and said, "Remember the Fall Guys controversy where I played Fall Guys with an external vibe and how mad everyone got? I just came across a cis girl recording herself having sex while playing Fall Guys. Her screen is in the recording and penetrative sex affects how she moves. No outrage. None. If your guess was transphobia, you get no points because it was obvious." I will never tell Anna to commit suicide because I don't think encouragement is necessary if self-awareness is ever developed. But I will provide another piece of advice. You, my friend, should not be getting involved in any internet fight over appropriate behavior. You should have crawled into a hole and never shown your face again, praying that someday your name will be forgotten, instead of, as you're doing now, trying to play some sort of reputation game. Is this the kind of person you want to work with? A content creator who sends journalists transphobic death threats? Oh my, a journalist. What are some articles you've written?
Hey, open-faced sandwiches.
And she works for Vice. Keep that in mind. It's worse than we thought. it's worse than we thought. Because people are talking about this situation because Annabelle's got exposed by the virtual asylum itself, which basically is like Kiwi Farms, except they're not Kiwi Farms. They basically look into the lore of VTubers, and they mostly dig into everything and sleuth. Like, they basically investigate stuff. They kind of are like their own personal. They're like private eyes. They investigate the VTuber. If they have a dark side or something like that, they investigate it, or they investigate the drama that happened. Now, this situation escalated because of the fact that Anna Valens wrote an article trying to cancel Kirsche, and I'm not going to read that article because that article is full of shit, and a lot of people are talking about this situation because this is pretty bad. The fact that this person actually investigated the situation, Proctor Zarkhovov, if that's how you pronounce your name, I apologize. Proctor Z on Twitter. Keep in mind, this is what a lot of people are upset about because of the fact that this exposed Anna Valens' behavior for many years. And for those who don't know, Kirsche talked about something called POCD. For those who don't know, POCD is a little bit of a new diagnosis. POCD is an acronym that refers to something. It's called Pedophile Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. That's what it's called. And there's many articles discussing what POCD is and what it does. It's basically, yes, obsessive fear of becoming a pedophile, combining the worst several common senses. But here's the problem with this situation with the screenshot here that points out the issue of their therapeutic activities. Yeah. Mentally reviewing, presenting the past experience of evidence of pedophilic behavior. And yeah, they obsessively watch the crap that they watch. Obsessively. Not getting caught, but obsessively watching stuff. And there are screenshots of her admitting this, that she's into age play, that she's into fetishes, and she does have OCD. She kind of admits that she has POCD. I suffer from PTO for a long time, and I think my experience with POCD made me a lot more compassionate to people who have thoughts and feelings they can't help. She admits to this. And this is what he kind of points out. And it's like, we kind of looked into it, and yeah, now a while back, and there's like three things that he points out about Anna Valens, the issues with her. Like, before the usual suspects showed up and start belting the non-offending pedophiles, consider the following: 4 years after admission, Anna Valens still claiming an interest in age play. Anna Valens openly states they are supported by a regular use of Fuku and hentai distributor with a dedicated section for lolicon and shotacon content. Anna Valens' primary creative output is smut. Endless amount of smut. Every aspect of Anna Valens' lifestyle demonstrates an extreme addiction to pornography, both consumption and production thereof. No therapist, even an insane quack who would endorse the consumption of child source adult material. Yeah. that crap to check one's urges. I'm CSAM material would call this a person engaged with a virtuous struggle against their darker nature. Anna Melons does not even pretend to be following any therapeutic regime. They're wallowing in shameless degeneracy with no limits, no self-restraint, is going as far as to wear proximity activated butt plug in a game known to be full of minors. So yeah, Fall Guys is a game that kids play. Yes, there are streamers that are adults, but they know how to, entertain the audience with such great content that this person decided, "Oh, I'm going to put a butt plug on a and and put it on a fucking ManyVids website." Thinking that it's okay to do. Keep that in mind. Oh, you no woman did that. I saw a woman do that. You did it. And there's a lot of kids that did it. That are playing on there and you bumped into them in a butt with using a butt plug. What's wrong with you? You know this is and you put it on ManyVids. That just incriminated you. Okay, here's another one. Now considered an additional info, Kirsche has personally debunked POCD in the past, investigating its origins, casting a spotlight on the deeply flawed methodology, its use to excuse the inexcusable. This cast Anna's demented vendetta against her in an entirely new, somewhat even more disturbing light. So yeah, Anna Valens has POCD, which is kind of which is pedophilic obsessive compulsive disorder. And their therapy is basically looking at child porn, which is wrong and disturbing. And the fact that she's a sex pest. And it's wrong. And the fact that people are supporting her and trying to go after Kirsche because they don't like what Kirsche says. When she basically, and I recall, Kirsche actually talked about this on a live stream a while back. This was like months ago. She talked about this issue. And Anna Valens was planning this the whole fucking time. Everyone were digging deeper onto her. They knew this. They knew that they were planning this. Keep in mind, they were planning this for a long time. And they knew that all these weirdos online would go after Kirsche. She knew that. She knew this. Keep in mind. Fall Guys is a sex game now. Anna Valens demonstrates the experience recently on stream. Essentially, you're hooking up a vibrator to whatever machine you're playing. Fall Guys on whatever controller you would normally rumble. Your toys does not... Like, yeah. People are talking about this. Bringing up the shit that she's been doing. They were literally trying to go after her over this. Trying to go after Kirsche. And this is what they literally were planning this. I'm an easy target. I'm loud, crass. I'm from Boston after all. Don't think I was the only target. Before turning... Yeah, this is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
This was like Now... They went into this... They did this live stream, NNN Live. Nakantan Ripley, Veronica Ripley, who's like a furry. Anna Bounds, the giantess journalist. Now, we're going to listen to this.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good segue to talk about, well, the kind of thing that's been going on in your reporting. How would you like to kick this off?
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit. I'll give sort of it's hard to even know where to begin because VTubing it's sort of like I gave your viewers like a brief 101 crash course into VTubing, and now we're going into 501 territory. You know what I mean? Which is why it is actually really challenging as a reporter to introduce this issue to people and get them to understand.
Let's bridge the gap a little bit. So when you're a content creator, any content creator, it's normally it's very normal to have sponsors. I have sponsors. Other content creators have sponsors. Some of these sponsors, chat, you may be familiar with Advanced GG. They're the sponsor here. They're wonderful. Exclamation point ADV if you'd like some stuff. There are lots of sponsors out there who specialize in different types of content creators, right? Specialize in niches. For the VTubing world, one of these such companies is called
GamerSups, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So GamerSups, let me actually take that as an opportunity to talk about them a little bit. So GamerSups is I would consider one of the most ubiquitous brands in content creation, but especially VTubing, because GamerSups basically it's for those of you that don't really know what GamerSups is, although I'm sure a lot of folks have heard the term, not even in the context of what my reporting's been about. GamerSups is a supplement-based company that creates basically these like supplements you can put into a drink that have like caffeine and like nootropics. They really market themselves to like gamers. Like it's basically like it's like gamer Celsius, gamer like coffee, but like it's like, you know, a supplement drink. And they've really had for a very long time like this aggressive campaign of just working with content creators. So the idea for them was like they partner with content creators, and the partnership is like you have a code that's like based around like your content creator name or something about your brand, your VTuber name, whatever. Because this is out not just in VTubing. GamerSups is all over the content creation sphere, and GamerSups will also they'll have these partners that basically say like, hey, use this GamerSups code and like you can get like 10% off or whatever the GamerSups like products. Now GamerSups also has something called waifu cups, which are exactly what they sound like, right? It's like they're these like cups you can use. You can use them for GamerSups drinks, or you can just kind of use them for whatever. And they're like these special like limited run like cups that exist for GamerSups partners to have like a merch run. So there'll be cups, but there'll also be things like desk mats and things like that. So GamerSups works with a ton of content creators, and they also have a fair amount of both well-known and even some not so well-known content creators in their like waifu cups kind of like merchandise lineup. And there's been this brewing controversy for really a long time that I think my reporting just sort of like was like the kickstart into it entering the public sphere beyond VTubing. There's been this controversial content creator called Kirsche, and she is...
Okay, there's more to the story. Let's go continue on to the next one.
Yikes. Big yikes. Yikes. Big yikes. Let's talk a little bit about the next topic on our list here today.
Yeah. Is that via lore? Is
yeah.
The YouTuber agency?
Go ahead. Kick it off.
All right. So I actually and I think this is one of the reasons why the GamerSups article blew up. So I started a Vice at Waypoint in the tail end of March, and I was coming off of a
yikes, big yikes.
Yeah. So they kind of pointed out, this is kind of the point of it. The fact that she pointed out this thing, I'm an easy target, I'm loud, I'm crass. Before turning their attention on my way, Balance had already written the byline. and was chosen a target to execute it against. Valen's timeline proves days were spent talking about how Rima, Evenstar, and Evara VTuber's audience were transphobic. And don't you think it's suspicious that Rima and Elo always had fans who used the incorrect pronouns for trans VTubers? Not a single shred of evidence was provided that Era and Rima enabled this behavior, but that's never stopped a good smear article before. Luckily, Rima and Era, and unlucky for myself, I opened my mouth and gave Vice a much better head to try to claim. Vice managing editor seemingly now all but called for a new Gamergate style control expulsion of the VTuber fandom. Valens is currently publicly effing every journalist they can think of to try and spread the story beyond their own influence. $1 billion media organizing a sound alarm. $1 billion. They're desperate for cash. They're in the millions right now. Target a lone content creator because I dare share an opinion, jokes they don't like. I keep my own lane. I keep under my own lane. I don't collab with many other people. I tell people not to bring politics or non-political creator streams, to not be disruptive with other communities, and ban when necessary. These people will not stop with me. I'm just the first domino they want to tip until they demand more and more. They've already primed another VTuber in their article to target because of another creator's thumbnail. I'm standing up for myself because I can see what's coming. I don't expect others to come out publicly to support me, but be aware Euroshi might be next as they keep trying to find more and more things to sanitize. In an interview last night with the channel Nikitin, Valens spent the first 3 minutes to question taking about gamer subs before even mentioning my name. Feel free to watch this first clip below, which I already did. In the end segment, both Nikitin and Valens referred to the article as gamer subs article, not Kirsche's article. This can be in the second clip below. I fully believe they would have gone after Violor due to their gamer subs affiliation too. I'm just an easy target. It won't stop with me. I just hope the rest of you are prepared. Now, this is kind of the thing that's going on because of the fact that people are talking about this. Because she's just targeting her, which tells you the thing about what they were trying to do. She kind of points out the blue sky post that they pointed out, and this was on April 4th. They were planning this. Anna Valens was planning this. Don't you think it's suspicious that Rima and always have fans who used the incorrect pronouns without any evidence? They're trying to attack Rima and Alora. I don't think they ever said anything wrong. Like, they never... I don't get why, because they're suddenly trying to evade, and this is what she's trying to do. She's trying to start a VTuber flame war. This is what Anna Valens is trying to do. She's trying to cause chaos within the VTuber community in order to insert themselves as the victims, so they can grab power. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to grab power in order to, control the community. And I don't like that. This is pure fascism. They're doing it via lying, and that's what the Nazis have done. They're trying to make Kirsche, the bad guy, accusing her of being World War II villain, the AKA the Austrian painter who killed 6 million of the holy hats. And let's put it this way. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. and and she was planning. They were planning this, but instead it was Kirsche targeting Kirsche. Anna knew what Kirsche was planning. I would just cut the flat on a stream. I would regularly remind my viewers to not, by any means, go out of their way to engage and harass him. Despite the harassment of false DMC claims, he threw my way. Another thing you could do, which Era and Rima never ever do, the explicit state. The person we were discussing from the background that is likely to cause them harassment, keep conversations civil. Do not contact them. Do not bother them. We will kick you out of here if you do. This is what I mean. Rima gave no fucks. LOL, she knew people would love framing the trans woman's criticisms as a hit piece. What did Rima ever do to you? That's the thing. Like, Rima... Oh, yeah. I remembered that live stream because I did watch her live stream. It was something to do with pronouns. She wasn't a big fan of pronouns, but now I remember. I can't really show you the stream because I couldn't remember which stream it was. And it's kind of bad when Rima... And I really like Rima because she's a nice person. She's a French gal. Like, she's a French gal that reminds me of... She kind of has like that Spanish accent, but she's a French woman. And the weird thing about it is, like, Rima's a nice person. But I'm not... But I don't think she did anything wrong to Anna Valens. And the problem with this situation is that Anna Valens wants to cancel her too, trying to frame her. But instead, I think, yeah, I think some people kind of brought it up. The reality of this situation is that we're dealing with a psychopath that is basically trying to manipulate everyone to attack Kirsche. And yeah, they have some really bad extremists in this community that are trying to go after. The fact that Vice is doubling down on the lies is pretty insane, but and this is my legal mindset. But beyond that, it's pathetic in a massive media corporation needing to target a single comparatively small VTuber for cancellation. It shows absolute infinity nature of that. All because of the fact Kirsche talked about POCD. And that's why she targeted her. Because Kirsche made a joke about wood chippers. And that was brought up by her fans. Wood chippers. They didn't say anything about trans, even though, yeah, she said some stuff about trans, but she kind of brings up the whole onogonophilia, which basically it's just another word about trans people that they just sexualize themselves as women, and it's a fetish. That's kind of what that's my interpretation of what Kirsche mentioned about I don't gotta feel it, because I remember she read an article about that on a live stream. and I watched that live stream myself. I don't think Elena and also Rima are bad people. Sure, I don't agree with Rima at times, but she can be right about a lot of things because she does research a lot of stuff that happens in the VTuber community, especially personalities. But the thing is that there are things that go on, especially with the issues with Anna Valens. Like, she kind of admits that she's into age play, which this was the screenshot, which I'm pretty sure she'll probably block. She'll probably delete that. In addition to Shota and Lolicon, etc., is an OCD trigger for me because I suffer from POCD for a long time, and I think my experience with POCD made me a lot more compassionate to people who have thoughts and feelings that can't help touch children. It makes a lot of sense. I never experienced CSA, although I did experience manipulating exploitation by an older teen when I was younger, which was when my POCD symptoms really flared up. So this might explain it, even though I already struggled with it. Basically, she was molested. Yeah. So there's like more developments of this. Oh yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah, not sure of it. Okay, yikes. This is who Crime Boss betrayed one of the most avid supporters over. There should be the remaining supporters everything that they need to know. These devs don't give a shit about you. They will cast you by the wayside at first for inconvenience. Chuck Norris, not not so sure if you want to be associated with a company who endorses pedophiles. Yeah, they're really going off on this because the problem is that Kirsche is being attacked by a fetish is, let's just put it this way, a weirdo fetishist who's into weird kinky shit. And a lot of people are siding with this weird kinky, fetishist over the fact that Kirsche was trying to defend Violor. And Violor got attacked. I recall that whole situation with Violor. You can look them up. Like, this is what happened on Twitter. A lot of people were kind of bringing up this stuff, like Anna Valens' stuff. Here's some clips that this is like the voice clips of Anna Valens. This is like the creepy shit that this person's into.
In the future, there are a number of institutions that emerge. If you are a trans girl or if you are trans feminine, you can go ahead and sign up for a reservation slot to an all-day access to one of many breeding facilities where you get to breed the shit out of that cis girl pussy. You can absolutely devastate that shit, fucking destroy it, murder it. It's done. Like, they have to cycle the girls out because that pussy is absolutely out of commission. And, now we have breeding saunas. We have breeding bookstores, breeding movie theaters. Those are really nice. You have breeding adult schools. You have breeding esports arenas. Very fun. This is something we're building. This is the future. This is what TERFs don't want. They understand that we're trying to build these breeding facilities. And it's really important for you to fund your local trans girl top who is absolutely destroying that good pussy right now. Like, you need to give her the funds because she is the future, But in the future that I want is I just want to live in a world where you can walk down the street and you don't even have to worry about whether you're going to be able to breed that good fucking macaroni in a pot puss. That's not a tall ask. And I think that's the future for all of us. is just
Yeah.
an Instagram group chat where all the cis girls share their nudes so trans girls can get ready to go breed them when quarantine ends. But the future that I want is I just want to live in a world where you can walk down the street and you don't even have to worry about whether you're going to be able to breed that good fucking macaroni in a pot puss. That's not a tall ask. And I think that's the future for all of us, is just destroying that pussy.
Yeah.
An Instagram group chat where all the cis...
Yeah. This is what the game Crime Bosses Rockay City dropped for. They were simping for a trans woman who's also a sex pest. Remember, this started over Valens seething and they got rejected by Violor. Yeah, so this is another thing that happened. Violor, she wanted to apply for Violor and got rejected by Violor because of the fact that they mentioned, yeah, we want someone more feminine that sounds feminine that actually and of course she wrote this article, these VTubers that want you in their lewd game, you might want to pass. Lewd tuber agency Violor set to bring Gen 2 talent. You could even be lewd video game, but you might not want to join. Now, this is what happened. She wrote this article. Violor originally was made a splash in the VTuber landscape after the company debuted its announcement trailer on December 2023. Finally, an AV tuber agency for lewd voice actors across the English-speaking industry. Yippee! Even I was excited at the time. Writing that Violor offered a really good deal to the talent, promising more visibility to lewd tubers across the industry. To be clear, Violor offered in theory is great, but the new semi-experienced voice actors, adult models, and VTubers are encouraged to apply for the company in exchange for significant agency support, equipment, editing, script writing, are all provided to the talent, along with an agency-created VTuber model and personality. The talent slips into the role they were given and the stream on YouTube, along with creating adult MSR, which is a bad idea because YouTube tends to ban people that try to do that, and they will make the excuse of sexualization because they've been cracking down on VTubers via 2004, which I think is a bad idea. It's best to go to another platform to do that because YouTube isn't safe. In the early 2024, Violor seemed to like a fantastic opportunity for new talent to spread their wings and soar. However, trans VTubers started to have misgivings about Violor during the Gen 1 editions process. Violor editions requirements said the company only wanted a female talent with no additional clarification. Female, you mean a lot of things. It can mean anyone who identifies as a woman. It can only mean someone born with a specific set of genitals. They quickly left trans VTubers confused. Why female instead of woman? We figured this is just a minor plot of linguistics confusion, so the number of us reached out for clarification last year to clear the air, but we never heard back, not in emails, not in tweets, nor with a public statement, nothing. Trans talent quickly feared the worst. Trans women weren't welcome, and Violor was going to dodge the question, leaving the answers murky. So, she got rejected. she applied for the whole thing. In addition, auditions open today. The world's most popular adult VTuber, LuTuber voice acting agency, Velour. If you grab one of the 5 coveted spots in the Gen 2, you might just get your start in the adult video game. But don't fill don't fill out the audition form quite yet, despite Velour's offer to an 80 to 20 revenue split, equipment funding, fast popularity, and your very own live 2D model. The agency seems to be stumbling into a controversy after another. Velour messed up with the trans talent early on. So she got rejected, and she kind of even criticized the lolly character in question, which I don't think it's a lolly. You can look here. There's like a size reference to lollies. Like they pointed out this whole thing. Now they bring up the whole lolly stuff, so I gotta look at the reference size for lollies, because they do have the lolly size thing. Let me see if I could find it. The lolly size reference. If I could find it, let me see images. If I could find it, here it is. Here it is. What is a lolly? That's kind of the size of them. That's considered lolly. Opie lolly is a type where the characters have developed a breast and keeps them otherwise. And this is like a reference to it. And they bring up the explanation of what is a lolly. This is not a lolly. Yes, that's not a lolly, but they are teenagers. Petite teens and adults. Chibis. That's not a lolly. Okay. And they bring up this issue. Amaru, she's obviously a chibi, but she is a lolly or simply a deformed gremlin. Tatsumaki, many say she is a lolly, but I think she's just a petite woman. Yeah, because I've seen petite Mexican women in where I live, and some of them are kind of like really, husky big, but they're small. They're like 4, like 5'4" or something like that. Like some of them can go up to 5'4", some of them can go up to like 5'3" or 4. Some of them are smaller than me. But it's like they're not. I even saw some Asian women too that are like they're pretty small too. Chinese women are pretty tall. Same with Korean women. They can go up to tall to 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 over the top height. Keep in mind, this is kind of the thing. Like they show you the differences between lollies. Megumi, for example, she has a character that many swear as a lolly, but some just see her as petite, which she is a petite girl. Rika Janeski, I think she has a childlike appeal, but some might see her as an older end of lolly. Others might say she's not, because it's kind of like it kind of points out the argument about lolly. The biggest issue is that people kind of see this like this kind of stuff, and it's like, okay, for example, this girl right here, does she look like a child? But look at her. Let's look at her age for a moment and see what she is. Let's see her. She is a idol, moonlight yellow. She is probably a child. Yes. Because if she's an idol, she likes to sing. She's a child. And you can see right here, this is her having fun. But there are examples of this. Shinobi Lolly Scale. Yeah, lolly. Arguably middle of the ground. Like they show you like the heights of the character. The lolly scale, not lolly. And it's like you see the difference right there of that example. And yet people are kind of like, because it's a debatable issue that's been talked about within the anime community, because a lot of people have been attacking the fan artists over the issues of drawn characters, and the fact that I kind of really hate seeing that happen in the anime community, because even the manga community as well, the fan art community gets shitted on heavily, because whenever they draw something that looks like a child, people would go out of their way to go after them over that. Or if the picture, or if the art represents like a character that has like brown skin and they put it in lighter skin, they would get upset. Like, no joke, people would do that. But in the situation with Violor, for example, do I think this is a lolly? That depends on how the character acts. If the character acts mature, it's more likely this is probably not a child. And of course, this is kind of, they went after this person knowing that they were rejected by Violor because of their personal, and this is by Kuyu Renji, which he actually covered this a while back about this person, Anna Valens, because of the fact Anna Valens had a grudge against Violor. All because of the fact that she got rejected by them because she didn't sound like a woman. I get it. It's cruel. It's wrong of them for doing that, but you could have just moved on and just went independent, which she did, but it didn't turn out well as she would believe. She could have been a VTuber, but she kind of does this whole, lewd MSAR thing, which she should have just started with stick to gaming, do your own thing, like many other VTubers that like go indie. You don't need my God. She didn't need an agency to do that for her. She could have paid like an artist, even though it's a bit expensive to do your own thing, but I'm pretty sure she could probably make her own little VTuber avatar if she learned how to, and also rigging it up too, to learn how to do that stuff and have fun with it. This bitch is using a random 4chan user slander Violor, and Kirsche took it being rejected by Violor so personally that you are dedicating your life harassing the talents and the agencies, scum journalists like you are nothing worth. And this was like a bitter grudge. And people didn't seem to understand that. Like, this was a bitter grudge against her. This was Anna Balance had a grudge against Violor and Kirsche. over the fact that she talked about POCD. She wanted to cancel her because of the fact that she talked about this stuff. It was a live stream. I was at that live stream. I can vouch for that. I when I go to work, the only people I listen to is Kirsche talking about the news, making jokes about it. That's all I listen to her about. And I can vouch for this because I listened to what she had to say. She makes jokes about it. She talked about POCD, and then she made the joke about wood chipping, which some of her fans kind of sent her the message about the wood chipper thing. Of course, the fact that Anna Valens did this. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of artists have been doxxed. And I'm sorry if I wasn't paying attention to it. Anna Valens is comparing about Lolly, but much worse than skeletons. The funniest is why we shouldn't we get the government involved in regulating fiction. I don't know, man. I'm just going on one screen, buddy. I'm sorry about that. If I wasn't paying attention, I apologize. But this is what's going on. She's trying to let's put it this way. It's a bitter grudge that she was trying to do. And they're trying to go after Kirsche. And it's all because of grudges against Kirsche. She makes jokes on YouTube. Everyone hates her for it. It was all just jokes, and Anna Valens gets upset over the fact that this person's getting money for it. They're trying to go after her sponsors. They're trying to go after her on her YouTube contract because she's a partner with YouTube and she makes money off of YouTube. And she even gets like chat donations too. She's trying to take her money. She's targeting her to destroy her reputation in order to basically, well, ruin her. Scorch earth. Anna is trying to evade into the B2B space to control it, possibly to get, her rocks off with children. That's possibly the obvious theory because that's my theory on this. Because she wants control. Considering that that's according to what's his name pointed out. Proctor mentioned in this whole thing, which I'll link this for you guys. Yeah, because Asbin knows how it feels to be targeted by this. And there's the link for you guys. You could check it yourself. All right. Let me do something here. Trying to launch it into the space. All right. I don't know. Oh well. Hold on. I'm trying to fix this problem. There we go. I agree. I agree. And that's the problem. Like, people are not paying attention to what's going on. Nanya, for example, does not know what he's talking about. He's just trying to evade like Hitler does. Trying to do the whole Austrian strategy, the Austrian painter's strategy of when it becomes a lie, it becomes the truth. And you got to make it a bigger lie to become the truth. That is the Austrian painter's strategy, that you have to lie your way to to get people to follow you. And that's the truth of the matter. Like, there's a lot more to what you would expect about this whole situation, because everyone's talking about this. Like, Annabelle's has a much, yeah, and I do agree. Anna has a much worse, like, has much worse skeletons, but even Nanya VT is one of them. But here's the other thing. You know, Bent. I call him Bent. This is Bent. This is the other person that's trying to cancel VT. And it's hilarious. Like, I'm showing you. This is Vent. This is Vent's you know, N Bent. Benton, whatever his name is. I just call him Bent. Bent. This is the person. And I'm just going to show you. This is Bent.
Belly, just to make it a little bit easier.
I'm going to sneeze. Achoo. God damn it. Why am I so molly saying?
Belly, just to...
Yeah. This is Bent. This is Bent. The wannabe, I forgot that guy's name. He's a great physicist, using the voice of the physicist himself. That's cultural appropriation. Oh no. What shall we do? You can't stop me, for I am trying to frame. I can imagine. Let me look at Vince and just doing the impersonation of Vince typing voice thing. Text to voice thing, like that's funny. Oh no, what shall we do? Kirsche is getting away with murder. Oh no. Someone stop her, for she will try to take over the world and kill all the lesbians. Oh no. I know I'm cringe. I'm sorry. Oh god. You gotta give her credit where credit's due. She's just trying to get everyone to follow her. That's some effort right there. Like, this is another person that doesn't even know what the fucking Oshi is. Who's your Oshi? I'm not terminally online, so I don't know what this means, LMAO. And it goes on. Like, this person is crazy. Has no fucking clue what's going on. Does not understand the plot. Doesn't have a fucking clue about the culture either. Doesn't understand the culture, but tries to these are just activists that do not give a fuck about the culture. And this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bunch of... They're stealing the kind of community should use their own character. I know. Ben is a crazy person. But they're stealing kind of community. Yeah. You might... You're right. You possibly could be right about this, about Bent. And you could probably get the person get Bent into trouble with that creator. Sorry, my feedback is kind of slow. Oh my god. Why did they have to give me Numi's clips? Let me see if I could find that clip. Let's see. Let me see if I could find it. Like there's so many cancellations of Kirsche. And it's just so ridiculous that Kirsche gets attacked over this whole thing. And they're trying to demonetize Kirsche so many times. This is not the first time this happened.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Michelob Ultra. Show you guys the video. Like, this is not the first time.
Zero alcohol, ultra smooth taste, just 29 calories.
Super showed off how many ads were on her videos. In the screenshot, each yellow section indicates an ad break, and there is more space taken up by ads than the actual VOD itself. Speaking with Dexerto, Kirsche explained that she'd originally decided to show this off because she had no idea that YouTube had put that many ads in her content when she selected they be inserted automatically. Because why would I think they'd place that many ads? The little ad thing even specifically states, like, oh, we're going to put a reasonable amount of ads on your VOD. Let me see where the screenshot...
Yeah, because they can make a lot of money off of Kirsche. And Kirsche makes a lot of money off of this stuff. And they're targeting her. Knowing that she has a fan base that's loyal to her. Knowing that people have talked about this. Like, she made so many videos. Like, and this is the thing, like, she brings up this whole situation.
Kirsche was a sort of unofficial ambassador for it. They weren't paying her to promote this game. She was just a very big fan and brought a lot of people.
They weren't paying me. Like, I wasn't getting any payment from them, but I did this year. I want to make sure I'm being incredibly accurate with story times, right? I did get, I wasn't getting paid by in-game or 505. However, I did get affiliate links this year. They were temporary links, and you guys remember even when I got the first link, it wasn't supposed to be temporary, but they ended up shutting it off after a period of time and deciding to not continue the affiliate link program without telling me. So I had been promoting the link, and it was still tracking purchases through the link. However, I wasn't getting revenue split from it, and I didn't know that it was supposed to have been turned off, but it was still working without the revenue split. And so this was something that I had to deal with in-game with, and they had to go to 505 and talk about it. And so they ended up fixing that situation, thankfully. And then I got a second affiliate link to continue testing this platform with you guys.
Yeah.
And at least for that second affiliate link, I was informed, like, this is going to be like I think it was a 2-week long code. I can't remember if it was 1 week or 2 weeks, but it was about 1 or 2 weeks. that my code worked, and I was getting a revenue split from every purchase of the game. So like I did make some money. I did have affiliate links this year, but I had been playing the game since release in 2023. I had started reaching out to 505 in 2023. When I finally got in touch with someone at the beginning of 2024 at in-game, they were incredibly apologetic for how 505 had just dropped the ball incredibly hard in responding to me wanting to work with them to promote the game. And so I had been working directly with them since the beginning of last year. The way this stops is to make the company and studio's effort to revoke more costly than the perceived outcome of maintaining said ties whenever hit pieces like these surface. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same, like, fear and pressure culture that these people have been pushing for way over a decade. And the way that, like, the last hit piece was written, and the way that some of these journalists are now circling the wagons on Blue Sky and on Twitter, they're tagging other journalists, they're tagging other publications, they're trying to close the ranks, and they're trying to make this another Gamergate scenario, where they try to drive away fans with wrong opinions, still in gaming, but also in the VTubing quote-unquote community. I don't believe there's a VTubing community. I've been very open about this many, many times. But this is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Kirsche is an indie VTuber, and that's outside of the whole thing. And that's the problem. Like, Anna's claiming that there's a community around it. No, it's a community surrounding an indie VTuber that everyone likes, that everyone thinks is cool. That's kind of the issue. Anna Valens does not like Kirsche, and the fact that Anna Valens is targeting Kirsche for one good reason, and that's because of the fact that she did not like what Kirsche said about POCD, her criticisms about POCD, and that was the issue. And of course, the other jokes that she makes about certain things that even Bint brings up, the whole St. Floyd thing, that was all a joke. Yeah, it was tasteless, but it was a joke. The whole, St. Floyd joke, because people were worshiping St. Floyd as if George Floyd, and everyone calls him St. Floyd. It was kind of a joke because people were worshiping him, putting murals on him, and Kirsche referred to him as the saint of fentanyl, which kind of I know was a joke, but like it was a joke. Hell, even I recalled another VTuber did that too. You know who I'm talking about. But I'm not going to bring her up because God knows whoever's watching this would go after her too. And I'm not going to mention her name. Because of the whole... I'll give you a hint. She did the whole, Keanu Reeves joke. With George Floyd. And that was the most hilarious joke ever. And please do not type it in. Don't type it in there. Because I don't want any stalkers going after her. See, even the trans people don't like what Nanya has been pushing. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah, because Nanya has been... Like... here's how I feel about Nanya. Like, I'm pretty sure this is what I'm gonna type in. She's from Germany. Like, let's look at some. This is what I think. This is what I think. Okay, here's what I think. This is what I think of Nanya.
It won't be as good as what I've just done.
This is what I think of her.
I is German, gay, bi, sexy. I am German, gay, bi.
That's what I think of Nanya. Nalia, whatever her name is. And there's also this one.
I am gay. I like men. I lift weights.
That's what I think of her. And I can imagine her releasing a German gay techno song. Yeah, let's ask her that question. Will she make a? Do you guys think she'll ever release a gay German techno song? I don't know. I can imagine her doing it too. That's what I think of Naria. That's what I think of her. That's what I think of her. Yes. Like, yeah, and it's, of course, there's like more gay German techno beats that I'm pretty sure people are into too. Because that's what I think of Naria. Like, she basically is like she probably is aware of the gay German techno music, and I probably would ask her, will you release a gay German techno song? Since you're German, you know what I'm talking about. Are you going to? And I'm going to ask her, are you in her own accent? Yeah. Gay German techno music. Nara, when are you going to release your gay German techno album? You can imagine her doing it too. And I'll probably ask her about that. I'll probably do that. I probably won't. But then again, it would happen. I'll make her release a gay techno song. Yeah, because she's a part of the LGBTQ culture, and a lot of people don't know about the gay German techno culture in Germany, and it's like it's been around since the 90s. Because I used to live in Germany when I was a kid, and I used to remember hearing about that, like the German techno songs, and they'd be like, "Asti pasti fische." I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, and I lived in Germany when I was a kid. Like, I used to remember like the weird dresses that they wear. Like, they wear all these like dark, like even the industrial techno. Let me see if I can look it up. Gay. Let me see if I can look it up. Gay industrial techno music. Gay industrial gay industrial techno. Like, let me see if I can look it up. Gay German German industrial techno music. Oh God, I hate doing this. Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's gay techno, but there is so many like you'd be surprised. Like I used to remember the black leather, like they used to dress up in black leather. Like I think it was like black, I forget what it's called. The material that they call it. Black. No, it was like I forgot what the material was called. But they it was like some S&M outfits that they wear, and it's a material that and they used to dress up. How is it sitting here picking on some of the worst people in the VTuber scene? I like how people were just sitting here. Yeah, because the thing is, they're trying to cancel Kirsche, and I'm like, no, Kirsche isn't like that. She isn't a Nazi. She ain't a fascist, and they can't even they're not even aware who she is. And I admit, it's like it's weird. It's weird how they go after Kirsche, and it's like, what did she do? Oh, she made a joke, and they're trying to go after her because she talks about a lot of shit. Like, and what is Asmund doing right now? And I'll show you the picture. This is what Asmund's doing right now. Asmund's aware of what's going on. Don't worry, guys. He's perfectly fine. Who encouraged doxing and now is defunct site NFY Fuko. Ben was one of the ninja Sajis that hated Seiyu and Doki Bird. That's because Seiyu and Doki Bird make jokes. They make humor. And the fact that he does not like them making jokes, that kind of shows you the huge problem with Bent. Bent has been a huge problem for a long time. Yeah. Because Bent's retarded. Bent's been, and we see it. We see that like people are literally like Bent is literally cringe. We saw the stuff that Bent does. Like no joke. Bent has been a pain in the ass. There's like a video of this. Like someone made a clip of Vince like all the messages he did about Kirsche. Like there was a constellation of like let me see if I can find it. Like Bent's messages, like people were just sick and tired of Bent. Like there's like a constellation of Bent's messages that were made. So Bent is not like even Bent is kind of like his career's over online. I can tell you that. Bent's just like
to make it a little
no.
bit easier.
I'm going to sneeze. Achoo. God damn it. Why am I so molly?
Yeah. Bent, you can see right here, Bent's cringe. And look at what Bent. Like, people are. They're not sending their best. That's the truth. They're not sending their best. And you can tell they're not sending their best. Bent's cringe. Bent is cringe. My Somali molly 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 molly. Like, no joke, Bent is cringe. I don't know why anyone would consider Bent the go-to guy. Like, his stream is cringe. That's the problem with him. Huge problem for a long time. Bent is cringe. People should call him cringe because he'll never be liked by the community. But it's kind of funny. So, I guess I should probably do this.
Eating Mike.
I should probably just play this clip.
Eating Mike Tyson's ass.
Yes, that's what he should be doing. Eating Mike Tyson's ass. And Mike Tyson's reply should be this. Beating the hell out of him. Yeah. Here's a consolation video of by Azahara. Full of cringe. Full of cringe. Non-stop cringe. Non-stop cringe. And I had to stop. Because it's non-stop cringe that he does. Well, I will say this. I'll say this. Mike Tyson, you could eat his ass. Since you're gay and shit, you might as well eat Mike Tyson's ass. That's what I gotta say about that. But yeah, Bent's cringe. And I think Bent needs to touch some grass, but he can't. He's too stuck on the chair. And it's not only that, like this guy too. This guy named Bing, whatever his name is. He thinks like he thinks like bang bow bang. Look at him. Look at him.
Use a bunch of big words and all that. I'm not too good at those essays. I'll say this. I'm so happy I'm me. I'm so happy I'm me. I'm more talented than you. I'm funnier. I look better. I have more of a future. It's always some dirty, disgusting, smelly, just lame, loser ass bitch. They gotta come in and fuck the sandbox up for the rest of us. What? Bitch, get you. You know how happy I am to not be you? Like, I'm not even gonna tell you to, I would not tell you to kill yourself. Like, I want you to live to see how lame you become. What? Yeah, you gotta get the fuck out of gamer subs though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, someone gotta do something about that, cause there's no way I'm doing what I'm doing, all this dope shit, in the same company that this bitch is in. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think this guy is getting into too much dope. Look at him. This guy looks like he's looks like he was on some high shit. Like, I don't know. Looks like he's on some dope. Look at him. He's got the nose ring and everything. Looks like he hasn't, washed his hair in a while. I don't know. He looks like he's on dope. He's high. I said it, like, are you high? Are you high right now? I just assume, like, this guy's on something. Like, he's like all smiling and everything, going like like it looks like he's high. And here comes Helmet Boy, like, to the rescue. Like, here he comes.
Other people are gonna use these big words like that. I'm no good at video essays. I'll say this though, I am so happy to be me. I am so happy that I'm me. I'm more talented than you. I'm funnier. I look better. I have more of a future than you. It's always some dirty, disgusting Ozzy Osbourne mixed with one of David Cronenberg's horror monsters, lame loser-ass fairies that gotta come in and fuck up the sandbox for the rest of us. What? Bro, get the... Do you know how happy I am not to be you? Like, I wouldn't even tell you to kill yourself. Like, I want you to live to see how lame you become. What? Yeah, you gotta get the fuck off the Foxwoman's cock, bro. Like, someone's gotta make sure you're banned from your local Hot Topic before you make the cashier commit a Chester from Linkin Park. Because you said following in reverse was peak and new metal. Like, bro! There's no way you're talking all this shit while looking like you perform at a local gay bar with your fucking garage band. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, God. Like... Sometimes some heroes don't wear capes, they wear a helmet. Wise words from Helmet Boy. I know. I know. It's funny as hell. Like, this drama is so fucking, like, crazy. Because it's kind of sad, too. Because they really want to try to try to go after her. And it's like, they're not sending their best, as I said. It's just, like, it seems like Kirsche attracts the dumb ones. Like, the dumb... and she outsmarts them. Considering how she's not even trying. And she proves a point that these people are not... Like, they're not sending their best. She's like Donald Trump of like, if she became like the VTuber president and she ran like Republican, she'll probably be saying everyone's stupid for voting for me, but I thank you all for voting for me. And it was like, proud Cajun, reformed Christian, glad to help. Like, this is kind of the thing. The problem with Mint is that Ben is kind of an idiot and cannot let this go. Only true Ben is a crazy idiot. But as far as I know, Bent is cringe. We can all agree with that. Bent is cringe. Oh, Natalie's back. I'm glad she's doing okay. Hi, everyone. I'm still alive. Sorting. Yeah, what happened was Natalie is dealing with a situation where she kind of got screwed over in a scam. I hope she's doing okay. I like her videos on her takes on certain animes. If you want to check her out, this is her. She's like a British. She's a VTuber, but she does like some really good like analyzation of Mizuki Tensei. She even reads some of the fictional stuff that was online, like responding to anime feminists bad Mizuki Tensei takes on as a anime anituber. And she does like some really good takes on things. But I do feel bad for her because she kind of explained her little situation with the scams thing. And she's a really good, like, she has a really nice voice. And it's just a shame that she doesn't get like a lot of love. Right now she's like at 40. She's like at 40.8 subscribers. Like, she's doing pretty well for herself. She's Natalie Hunter, and my VTuber style anime channel focuses on Ray Zero and the Rise of the Shield Hero, as well as coverage from anime topics, seasonal anime shows. I upload several videos a week, analyzing, theorizing, lighter stuff, reviews. Plus, I do regular live streams, guest anitubers. Please subscribe if you want to see more. And she's having a rough time. And she's having one of those worst times. And she got scammed because she is a writer. She does like novels and such. Like you could because I recalled that she has an Amazon website, but I can't find her link. But she does like animation and reviews on stuff that she watched. And she mostly just watches like the EC. She's more into the isekai stuff. So yeah, if you want to check her out. I recommend it. Natalie X Hunter, Overthinking Anime. You want to? Okay, I'll give you guys a video that you might like. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Like,
Oh. What's this?
What are you doing? Hey there, this is Natalie, and following my last video about the official crossover collaboration between ReZero and Mushoku Tensei, I thought it would be fun to think about a collaboration that doesn't exist, but which a lot of people would like to see. What if the strongest people from both stories had a fight to the death? So, I'm taking Reinhard, the Sword Saint from ReZero's world, and Orsted, the Dragon God from Mushoku Tensei, and considering what we know about each of them, to think about how a fight between them might go. First off, a few nerdy bits of background to consider when setting up this fight. There will be some spoilers about these characters and their settings from now on, particularly about Orsted, who we just know too little about from the anime to do this, so I'll need to refer to the full light novel series. I'll also be referencing the crossover short story, You don't need to know it to follow this analysis, but remember that as well as my video about the story, you can also get a full audiobook.
And that's kind of that's her takes on a lot of stuff. Like, she talks about the nerdy stuff about Re:Zero Misushiki Tensei stuff. If there's like a new isekai, she probably would like it, because she's into the whole written material of the world itself, and she even read the mangas. And it's kind of sad that she's kind of having issues, but that's her. That's her voice. Let me see here. And sorry about that, guys. Let me see if I could find any more stuff, because this is something. Like, it's crazy. Hey, Vice, like some kind of secret middle of the night ballot drop. I left a little something for you. I made it with the company's journalist quality so you can take it seriously. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Hey, Vice, what the fuck? I'm Kirsche Vestal. I'm a VTuber. It means I stream a digital avatar that looks like this. You can watch me on my streams on YouTube, Twitch. I play games, memes, and share thoughts on news. You know what streamers do. I basically just tangent or whatever, and I find interesting on my honorable chatters. Effectively call me Whiplash Streamer. I have over 9,000 browser tabs. And 1,000 fans across YouTube, Twitch, and X. Y'all gorgeous. Also, I'm not a Nazi. They walk funny. Didn't, and this is her statement. Okay, I'm not a Nazi. I walk funny. Did too much meth, and didn't like to laugh, and all they probably would hate me for the most of my friends. So come and keep calling me. How come you keep calling me one? Vice used to be known for honest, real stuff, kind of like what Gawker aspired to be before, they decided to step into the ring, brother. Did you did a whole issue dedicated to people who are mentally ill, and you sent Dennis Rodman to North Korea. You even used to call out mainstream media for not getting YouTube. In any event, starting I'm sorry, I need some water. In an event starting a month ago, Waypoint, which one of your Vectorcles, whatever they're called, Vecticles, quasi-independent outlet, failed gaming news site that you were trying to revive. Most people don't even know exists. Either way, I started publishing articles about me saying I'm a bigot, Nazi slimp, that I'm responsible for all sorts of online harassment. It's utterly untrue, of course, but also, why me? Why now? I'm an anime fox woman. What could once be respectable news or want with me? And is it 2018 all over again? Is Vice the PC police for VTubers? So again, Vice, what the fuck? Okay, let me break it down. I'll cover this. I can't help but laugh at this. Her public statement about this. This is funny. In my past couple of streams, but Vice isn't a subscriber yet. Maybe I am a tangent about their Colombian donkey fucking video a few more times they come around. Oh god. Here's the headline from the first article you published about me. Why is Gamer pushing the great replacement theory? Not to brag about anything, but I have over 108 fans. You're accusing me of bigotry because one of my fans is supposed Nazi. That's like making McDonald's supporters communism because Jim Cum likes Big Macs and Kim Jong-un on X. Rather than back up the outrageous accusations, the article starts by talking about my sponsor GamerSubs. However, GamerSubs is in hot water with many VTuber fans due to the behavior of one particular creator. Working with the company Mythical Talent, Kirsche Burstal. Sorry. I'm retarded when I can't read very well. An anime flex girl with a knack for sharing alt-right talking points. Kirsche has landed herself in controversy after controversy online due to her right-wing beliefs. At this point, it begs the question whether GamerSubs has one day pulled the plug on VTubers for good. Huh? My first time hearing all this supposed controversy, literally I've been sponsored by GamerSubs since September 2023. This is a tactic called manufacturer consensus, where the activist claims everyone agrees with them to make their points seem legitimate. Note, that's this paragraph that doesn't cite a single source. But also, is it true I've hidden my political leanings and yet I never heard of any controversy until the article started pretending there was one? I had a few weirdos on Twitter harassing me, but as a pressed person of anime, I'm used to this kind of thing. And sources cited in the article are anonymous posts on Reddit. Really? Even the people making the post claim they don't watch me and are just repeating hearsay. So Vice journalist is repeating hearsays from someone who's repeating hearsays. Really? Here's the headline of 1 second article Vice published it about me. A VTuber that has an elephant in the room bigotry. So, obviously, I think the harassment is bad. I don't do it. I tell my fans not to do it. The suggestion made repeatedly in the article and that my fans endorse harassment is totally false. In fact, I can't help but laugh at this. This is like comical genius right here, and I can't help but like she's like being the Joker, but it's funny as hell. In fact, fully half of the tweets quoted in the article are from a person who goes by Nbent or Bent, who is serially harassing me for months. Does Anna Valens mention this in the article? No. But she also didn't mention you guys also mentioned that Bent has harassed other VTubers in the past. I do have proof of this harassment, which would have shared in Vice's bothered to ask. Absolutely here to just a couple examples. Which Bent turned into... Yeah, I don't indulge with this form of place cruelty. I take joy in knowing that she's burdened, that has hatred, and should I burden you with some form? If this form of guilt, then form the rightful consequences of minimal as people criticizing, making fun of you on Twitter. Yeah, Mint is cringe. Like, it is so funny. This is so funny. I noticed there's a lot of couple of months that I have more high CCB VTuber drama. This is levels of drama that associate with the low CBV crowd. I know, it's like, this is funny. This is so funny. It's so funny. I'll continue. Hold on. Let me go ahead and continue on because this Google Drive doc is so funny. But the article doesn't talk about this. Instead, the article talks about my sponsor, Gamer Subs, to try to make. It's like, this is so funny. Like, tries to make it seem like there's some sort of controversy brewing. Originally, early this week, an independent VTuber, Rena Primrose, announced at the end of her partnership with gamer supplement company Gamer Subs. According to Penrose, her decision came due to the association with creators, those views strongly conflicting with my own, as well as the lack of communication from the company's issue. So, I do recall Penrose did that, but even they don't bring up. I don't even think they brought up Joe Cat too, because Joe Cat was also doing it too. Look, I love Gamer Subs supports VTubers from every side of the political spectrum. That's one of the things that makes them such an amazing partner. That's and that they're awesome supplements. Use Kirsche for 10%. And then she had to put that line over it. Use code Kirsche for 10% off of your Gamer Subs. I hope I continue to work with Gamer Subs, but if this effort to cancel me is successful, I have to wonder who's next. Here's the third article Vice wrote about me. Wayward stands with Valens. Harasser now sends suggesting that you buy rope throw, 41% below. Again, I agree, harassment's bad, but no one should do it. I didn't do it. I tell my fans don't not do it. The article says everything she's going through, but I sums it up. Anna is being attacked for simply asking questions about a certain area of VTubing community which she is an active part of. Just asking the question. Look, I read the articles pretty carefully. I don't see a lot of questions, mostly a lot of statements based on Reddit threads and other anonymous sources. This seems very targeted at me and why. I'm an anime fox girl, VTuber, Vice, what the fuck? Also, what happened to the article? For the time for games is over. Is an irony totally dead? We're just still talking about VTubing, right? Anyway, not to be all you started it, but you literally started it. There was no controversy. No one apart from a few anonymous internet trolls, Vice quotes its article, was butthurt about what I was doing or saying in my streams until you started writing articles calling me a Nazi. And now you're calling me a bully and saying it's time to start a war. This is 2018 cancel culture all over again. Or is it VTubergate? Anyway, it's getting pretty tired. Someone says something to you you don't agree with, start saying they're controversial, name drop all the brands they work with, play victim card, over rage tweet of them until their sponsors bail. This is the playbook used over and over again. And she kind of cites this. Cancel culture brands have been canceled. Yeah, this is an article. The tables of cancel culture. Like they Urban Outfitters cultural appropriation, GoDaddy's inappropriate behavior, and Jelima's stereotypes. I kind of did miss that. I kind of miss the old Pearl Melon Company, but Aunt Jemima used to be the syrup company, And I feel bad for Aunt Jemima because she was there for almost decades, and the person that did this, it's sad though because they kind of discontinued it for some weird reason. Balenciaga child models, Kanye West controversy. They canceled him, but his song was pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty much he's really grabbing a lot of attention with his song. I can't say what it is, but it's funny as hell. The Goya CEO steps into it. Cancel culture often gets depleted off. Yeah, I remembered this one. He was donating money to the the Trump administration's campaign, and he kind of, in his own defense, he kind of said, "Hey, we're a company. We wanted to help the because Goya, they're mostly known to making like spices and such. Even the drink Malta. Tampax gets a bit too spicy with social media. Amazon is shut out of New York. Heineken's proof planning. Apple planned obscenes. Charlie Sheen winning the Tiger Blood. I remember that one. I remember that one. That interview was so crazy. He was on some weird drugs though. Like he claimed he was a warlock. That was like the funniest. That was like the funniest weird. Like that guy was on some shit, and it was obvious. Like he was drinking, and like even it was weird. Roseanne Barr, I remember that one. Coke fails to read the room. I remembered this one. Yeah, I remembered the whole binary code thing for Coke. It turns out they were doing like, if I remember correctly, I know it was a prank by Gawker. They tried to frame them as sending out like messages, secret messages of the Third Reich. I remember that incident. Facebook repeated the privacy breaches. Dove changes one of many shirts. Was it really wonderful? Bud Light partnership with Dilly Novain. Yeah. Jonah Hill's Texas to his ex girlfriend. Sarah Brady slew misogynist texts. Yeah, I feel bad for Jonah Hill. Like, he was a good actor. I did see him on that Netflix show, that Netflix TV show. I thought it was a good one. J.K. Rowling alienates her audience. I read her blog, and a lot of people were upset with her essay about on there. It wasn't to attack the trans community, but it was more like she had a criticism about the trans community attacking people. And the thing that I read about that blog was she kind of was upset how the trans community kind of goes after people, even if you disagree with her on her views on certain things. You kind of realize she's just old lady cringe. But when reading it, she kind of points out that the average trans woman goes online whenever someone like from the turf side says something negative, they would go out of their way to basically go after them. And that's what was going on with J.K. Rowling, and why her audience was trying to kick her out was because of the fact that they disagreed with her on her views on the LGBTQ, but it was mostly the trans side that went after her because they accused her of being transphobic. They didn't. Oh man, I got disconnected. I got disconnected again. right. Sorry, guys. I got disconnected. I apologize. I'm just pointing out some stuff because I wanted to be truthful about this. Because I read the blog post that she made, which was the essay in question. And I recalled a lot of people went after that thing. Like, I apologize that I got disconnected from the stream. It's because the internet is crap. But yeah, I do agree with her point on this whole situation because they went after not just one VTuber, they went after several VTubers. You may recall what was her name? They went after her over the whole she was playing Hogwarts Legacy game. She wanted to play it and she even had an outfit for it that was planned, but it was canceled because of the fact that those people went after her over it. And just to get back at J.K. Rowling over the whole thing. Remember that whole protest that they did? The whole trans community was not. I'm not saying the whole trans community, but the normies didn't really care about it because it wasn't really a huge event on Twitter. Like it was like any normie who goes on Twitter doesn't really care about this. Outside of it, it was mostly families that bought the game for their kids. They were playing it, and you have these so-called trans people getting upset about it because oh yeah, it's J.K. Rowling's video game, Hogwarts Legacy, and you see people like they were deliberately going after people on stream over this too. Like, you're being transphobic for playing this game. Oh my god. This is the fact that J.K. Rowling was right, that these so-called trans people were just harassing people over petty issues. Whenever you, because and that was the biggest problem with the trans community. Like, they did not listen to her. They refused to listen to her. And she was right about them. You proved her right by attacking people because you became like the abusive boyfriend, that her abusive husband that you became. And that was the thing that people didn't pay attention about. You go after people and you deliberately try to hurt them. And that's what you're doing to Kirsche. She's not your girlfriend, but you would go after her and try to attack her like you think it's your girlfriend. Girlfriend? She's not. She's not your girlfriend. You treat her like she is, and that's the problem. That's what. Same with J.K. Rowling. She's not your girlfriend, and yet you treat the old lady like crap because you got upset over the fact that she was speaking the truth and you denied the truth. You kept accusing her of being transphobic, and she points out that you guys literally attack people online over bullshit and try to frame it as, oh, you're trying to hurt us. You're therefore the enemy of all that is evil. You hate the trans people, and therefore we're going to destroy you right now. Oh my god. And I read that, but then again, Dev of all people tried to defend the trans. Same with Mudar, defending the trans. Whenever one of their members who represents the trans community, they have to defend them with all their costs by harassing the people involved. They do it. Don't deny it. They do it. Whenever they do like a joke or something they don't like, oh yeah, they cancel that motherfucker to hell. And they harass the hell out of people over it. Yeah, now I remember the Dixie chick thing. I do feel bad for the Dixie Chicks because they didn't deserve it. And even Bush even said like he likes them. He likes the Dixie Chicks, and I do feel bad that they're still around. It's just kind of sad that they got like they're a really good group. They were a really good music group, and it's just a shame that they got canceled over political disagreements with George Bush. And George Bush said, "Hey, leave them alone. Don't bother them." He was a big fan of the Dixie Chicks. Like even though they disagreed with George Bush as president, he defended them, telling them to leave them alone. They didn't like he didn't like that. Yeah, and the creator of Dilbert got canceled because I remember he didn't like he got involved in the culture world shit too. And it's kind of sad. Like he has a YouTube channel. He's been working like I remember his TV show. I used to watch his TV show a lot. Let me see. And this is the thing, like these are a lot of the list of things that they did that they canceled for. Ugh. And that's just one of the things that just I hated. GoDaddy's inappropriate behavior. Another common cause of cancellation and actions of the board member stakeholders in 2008. GoDaddy founder Bob Patterson videotaped himself shooting an African American elephant posing in the. Oh, oh yeah, he was hunting down an animal and killed it, and they didn't like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and continue this. Anyway, we're just asking questions. I have one. How come in the middle of all of Alan Valance is asking people to buy her gifts on Throne? Surely this isn't just a big branding opportunity for someone who wants to become a definitive VTuber, Jono, right? Right? I don't want to go to court over this, but if you feel like calling me a Nazi and keep calling for my sponsors to drop me, what else am I supposed to do? Seriously, Vice, this is what you want? You want to be the PC police of VTubers on your front page right now? You have articles about crazy horny mud truckers and how cool it is to be goth in the Ukraine right now. But my streams is too controversial. I'm asking nicely, ooh woo, please take these articles down. Stop pretending there's a controversy where there isn't. I promise if you do, I'll go back to streaming and you can go back to reporting the Berlin Sex Toy Expo or whatever it is you do now. Love, Kirsche. And that's the thing, like, and that's the thing, like, the trans community can't keep it can't keep it can't keep it in their pants anymore. They have to let it out. They have to go for the pussy. They have to go for the pussy. They think this is serious. They have to go for the pussy. They want to go after Kirsch's pussy. And that's the thing, like, she's right though. Like, why are you gonna take the source from a serial harasser? And it's like these people do not get it. And the fact that the trans community is losing ground on this issue, it's like, look, not all of you are bad. It's just there's a few bad eggs that represent that represent the community that kind of ruin like certain aspects of other communities as well, and they try to control those they try to control the behavior of others, which is a bad idea. Because you can't control everyone's idea. Like, it's kind of like how working at a job, for example, working at a supermarket, you think you can stop everybody from stealing shit from the store? No, they'll just keep stealing shit from the store. No matter what, and you can't stop them because they're gonna steal it no matter what you do, no matter what you say, and you think you can control it by simply doing what you have to do, saying no stealing, no stealing, and they're just gonna steal. And you think transphobia is an issue, and then you keep coming up with new words, and then like, I think there's a problem with Anna Valens, and I think she's kind of she thinks that like everyone who's supporting her is worried about the LGBTQ situation, and I can rest assure you guys, no, you're not gonna get killed. No, you're not gonna die. You're still alive. No one wants to kill you. No one has no interest in killing you. We're just gonna laugh at you guys because you're being stupid. And that's the problem. Like, we're just gonna laugh at you. At least you'll live. At least you'll live another day. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna get murdered unless you go down the street, at night. That's your fault. And some random person tries to rob you, that's the only way you're probably gonna get killed, if you're wearing too much jewelry or something like that. But the problem is, you're claiming that we're plotting to harass you and kill you and all this other stuff. Yes, people say some mean things, but here's the thing. It's kind of funny, like, people are so upset with this, thinking that, oh yes, we're victims of an apocalyptic future where, yeah, making the situation worse for the LGBTQ, if anything. Yeah, she is making it worse for everybody, and that's the biggest concern. And that's the thing, like, Kirsche is exonerated from this, because I do agree with the point that Bint is a serial harasser, because based on what you guys pointed out to me, Bint is a serial harasser. Why should he be taken seriously as a source when all he does is this?
Highlight his message 100. Careful. Kirsche violence will brutalize your sister. Pussy like macaroni in a pot. Kirsche violence will brutalize your sister. Pussy like macaroni in a pot. Kirsche violence will brutalize your sister. Pussy like macaroni in a pot. Kirsche violence will brutalize your sister. Pussy like macaroni. Careful, Kirsche.
Yeah, and I like that song. That's actually pretty catchy. Like, I can't help but laugh at that. Like, this is like unhinged trans attacks Kirsche again, not her final form. Like, it is kind of funny. The trans vice writer plans to a twisted future for women like Kirsche. Viewer discretion advised. It's like, this is the biggest problem with what they're trying to do. And they don't seem to understand what Kirsche is dealing with. All the people attacking Kirsche think, oh my god, she said some mean things on the internet I don't like. And they don't understand the context of what she was talking about. The fact that it took the guys from Virtual Asylum to basically point out the issue. The fact that she's just jealous, she's just bitter, at Kirsche because she wanted Kirsche to, and everyone else who's a VTuber in the community, to be destroyed. And that's the problem. That's why a lot of people have a hard time trusting those type of people whenever they say something, whenever they get upset over jokes. It's not directed at them, but they kind of assume it's directed at them. And of course, they kind of like here's another statement that she kind of made, and this is Kirsche saying, and they accused her of donating to the Shiloh campaign, which she did not. She said right here, "Nice vid. Just one correction. I never donated to Shiloh's campaign. I only covered the story on my stream." She never did. She never donated. Use Anna's name and make a dono. Come on. Like, it was kind of funny, like the whole situation with Shiloh, with that lady who said the N-word at the kid. I kind of agree with Kirsch's point that these two, like, why are we rewarding these two sides that did terrible things to be like, terrible things? Why are we rewarding people for being terrible? That's the thing. Like, this is kind of funny how Vice is like the worst. Like, considering how Vice is, I don't know why they're legitimately the best source for news. Like, seriously. Like, I just pointed out what the controversies that Vice did, like the whole drug situation they got into trouble with, allegations of toxic, like there's a long list of, like, even toxic workplace and sexual harassment. Like, they had money problems from the very beginning, and yet they get saved for some reason. Former digital media darling Vice webs and they laid off people. And I feel bad for a lot of them, but yet they kept the ones that are Vice became a fucking clown show April 1st. Like, Verge really does not like them because they're the competing BBC. Vice stops publishing the website and cuts hundreds. Like, Vice became the worst company, the worst news company ever made. Now they're just resorting to shitty ass articles, and it's kind of sad. Yeah. Let me see here. All right. Yeah. Let me go ahead and go back here for a moment. Yeah, this song. Yeah. And this is why, and yet they're being taken seriously by a video game company. and someone had to defend Anna Vance over her personal vendetta against the VTubing community, all because she had to attack the community. And of course, all the trans people have to come in to their rescue to simp for her and try to not realize she's a sexual deviant plotting to basically become a VTuber so that she can, molest the children in a way to pervert to convert them to her sexual delusions of grandeur, to basically try to promote her brand of a perversion. Because that's how I feel about this situation. Like she's trying to get the children to watch her streams so that she can upload them on so that people can watch her on her mini vids page to basically just go so she can shove a dildo up her ass. That's pretty much what she's trying to do. That's what she was plotting to do the whole fucking time. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to use Kirsche as a springboard to get people to come onto her live streams so she could shove a dildo up her fucking asshole and hope that people will watch her do it. So that all the children will watch her fucking do it. That's why we can't stand her anymore. That's what she's trying to do. We need to stop her before it's too late. We need to stop her. Because she got exposed for trying to touch. She's trying to get with the children of this generation to influence them to shove dildos up their buttholes. And therefore, we need to stop Elena Vance for doing this. Because otherwise, if she walks over Kirsche, she'll eventually walk over other VTubers as well. Don't let this happen, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let this happen. Because she will influence children into shoving the dildos up their buttholes. We need to stop her before it's too late, guys. I mean it. This is serious. We gotta stop her before she tries to influence another child to shoving a dildo up their fucking ass. Okay? We don't want that. We don't want to see another child suffer shoving a dildo up their buttholes. We shouldn't be allowing her to do that. Influencing kids to do that shit. That shit's gay. I'm just kidding. But seriously, we need to stop her from attacking Kirsche, because she might go after Rima, and also Alara, and also other VTubers. She might just do that with the help of Bint. Yeah, because Bint has harassed people, and with the help of Bint, she will try to she will try to harass other VTubers to bow down. And I don't think it's a good idea. Because we do need to stop her. We do need to stop her. Anyways, I'm out, guys. You guys have a good day. Hopefully, because I gotta get off because it's getting late. It's like 4:00 4:00 a.m. here where I live. I'm out. You guys take care. Good night, or morning, afternoon, whatever. Take care.